This is an emergency transmission. Citizens of the world, please, make no mistake. The zombie apocalypse is near. Will you cower and hide, or join us and fight? We are Dezombified, so stay on point and watch your six.
Mic check, mic check. You can begin now.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Radio Z, powered by Dezombified. How y'all doing this morning? Sorry, got a late start today. Mia, thank you for showing up. Lewis Witt, Breaker19. How you doing today, Lewis? Zombified's here in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and bring the other half in. UniCorpse Tales, Tanya Jones. Tanya, come on in.
Good morning, Z-Horde. How are you all doing this morning? You all got your coffees ready? Got your feet up, ready to listen? How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing good. Got hot chocolate here. Thanks to you for suggesting that.
You're very welcome. Had to get you warmed up there. Couldn't have you shivering through the what?
It's easy for you to say.
Not right now, it ain't. Shivering for the show. There we go.
Yeah, it's cold
hey,
here.
Breaker19. Hey, Mia. How you guys doing?
Cold
And of course,
here.
hello, Dezombified.
This morning in Portland, Oregon, it is 36 chilly degrees. It's one of those damp colds that kind of clings to you.
Yeah.
Out earlier, took Mulder out and kind of caught a chill and couldn't get warm when I came back in. Finally got the heat going here, though, and things nice. How's your weather today in the UK?
It's still very cold. Man, did I get battered by Storm Sierra at the weekend. I had nothing but problems with my internet. I lost fence panels, lost my bins halfway down the street. Tons of fun.
Yeah, I think one time when we were talking, you had to go chase your bins down.
I did, yeah. It was pretty hard for us to talk as well. It kept dropping out, and all you're hearing is every time we're talking, you know. But yeah, we managed to get some work done in between the dropouts of the calls, and yeah.
Yeah, Tanya had her first live stream the other day. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it ran for 3 whole hours. I still can't believe that.
Yeah, and on the way to 400. Last time I checked, you were at 331. I know it fluctuates a little bit. Thanks to YouTube. And
it's definitely getting there.
Speaking of live streams, today is my channelversary.
Happy channelversary!
Thank you. 13 past midnight. Channel is 1 year old today. I put up my first video February 11th of last year. So that time of I think I've got like 90 something video, 91 I think videos up there, and can't really tell how many subscribers I've got because YouTube is in disagreement with itself. If you go to the 13 past midnight page, it's caught up now. It's 1.27K. Mm-hmm. And then if I go to my YouTube studio app, it's saying something different. It's 1.28K in there, so it's still catching up. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to do a stream of some sort later this evening. I don't know, just to pop up impromptu. Tanya's going to join me.
Yeah, I
And,
think we said something around 11 my time, which will probably be about what your time? I haven't worked that out yet.
let's see. I can't do math this early in the morning. Well,
yeah. Oh, yeah. You've not had coffee yet. You've only had the hot chocolate.
Be like 3 o'clock Pacific time, so 6 o'clock Eastern time. I think that's right. I'll tweet out about it before it goes live. Like I said, it's just impromptu. I'd kind of forgotten that today was the day, and don't really have anything planned. I'll probably do like a live narration or something and just goof off like we're doing now. Just chat with each other and a few hundred of our closest friends. Remember how many listens we get on it. But glad to have everybody with us this morning. Looks like so far just got Mia and Breaker. Again, thanks guys for being here. Mia, thank you for modding for us.
Yeah, it's showing 8 watching, but we seem to just have Mia and Lois holding up the fort in the chat there.
Yeah, Lois, you said you're working. Are you behind the wheel right now?
Tut.
So I know before he's called in and he'd actually blow his air horn there to let us know he's in the truck.
Awesome.
Listen, I want to thank you for that picture you sent me, the newest member of your family.
That was awesome. I got to see that. That's so pretty.
That was, we had Sean Boothman come in. Yeah,
hey Sean, thank you for joining us.
Picture of the newest member of his family is an AR. I think it's a 558 there. Nice looking rifle. Tanya and I are jealous. She gets here, we're going to get matching AK-47s. So.
Yeah, I got shivers. Is that a yes? You are behind the wheel.
Yeah, I think he's behind the wheel. Just
naughty.
Yeah, maybe he's doing text to speech or something there. Don't run over anybody, Lewis. We don't want to be responsible for that.
So far, so good, Mysterio. We don't have any buffering.
Yeah,
Mia let us know a little while ago the audio's great. So, yeah, we're pretty much good to go for the show.
Good on his end, too. I've got it running here in the window.
Appreciate that, guys.
Of course, I can't hear the audio other than...
Oh, gosh, I'm being blinded by the sun right now.
Yeah, that happened here the other day. The sun came out for the first time in a couple of weeks. And I was going outside and I put my hood up over my head. You know, it's like, sunlight is so bright. And short-lived, though. It's going to rain for the rest of the week, possibly snow later.
Tried to snow here this morning, but yesterday was awful. Picking my kids up from school, we got hailed on so bad.
Yeah. Back in East Tennessee, I'm talking to some friends back there. They've had some strange weather, tornadoes and snowstorms and floods and hail and freak snowstorms and all kinds of stuff. So
yeah, we had
weird weather going on.
Had Storm Sierra that was created by the new snow supermoon thing. Yeah, we got hit pretty bad with that over the weekend. Next town over where my mum lives, her whole street had to be cornered off because of roof tiles and everything flying around everywhere. People weren't allowed to leave their flats. They weren't allowed to, if they were out of their flats, they had to go somewhere else. They weren't allowed back into their flats.
Yeah, well, you can imagine because those slate tiles, those would put a pretty good lump on your head.
Yeah, they certainly do.
Be like that video we watched, the guy getting hit with a truck tire.
I shouldn't laugh at that. What is wrong with me? But yeah, pretty much. Lord, stop it.
I mean, you feel sorry for the guy, but it was funny. It was just
I do. I mean, I do
million in one shot. Wheel came off the trailer, crosses through like a grassy area, jumps a curb, and smacks the guy directly in the head. You can probably find it on YouTube.
I mean, the guy survives. It is stated the guy survived. I cringed and yes, I definitely had tears in my eyes when I first watched the video, but since you put that in that scenario, you just made it funny for me. I'm sorry.
It is amazing that he survived, period, but apparently with no I think he said he had a broken rib or a.
Hey, Andy. Thank you for
Hey,
joining us,
Andy's
man.
here. Evil Vince, sure. Good morning, Andy. How you doing? We're just kind of shooting the breeze here for a couple of minutes, letting everybody pile in. We got to.
Yeah, but I think that we could. I think that we could make this into a 2-part show.
If need be, sure.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and jump into it here. If you've kept up with Tanya's channel lately, UniCorpse Tales, we did a 4-part series over there about urban legends that we believed as kids. Now, those are ones that have pretty much been disproven, and some of them was kind of disheartening because I believed in it so thoroughly when I was a kid. It's just heard it at school. It was told for the absolute gospel truth, and then you find out later in life that the same version of the story was passed around in different areas with just the details changed about. See, feel kind of gypped in some regards. I didn't go to the lake all summer once because I was afraid of skiing into a nest of water moccasins. And God help the Avon lady if one ever came around. I wouldn't have let her in at all after that urban legend. But we did manage to come up with some things believed to be urban legends that are actually true. Yeah, like I said, urban legends have been going around forever. Many of the more modern ones like to speak of all the dangers of modern technology and just the modern world in general. Stories told of how people can easily find themselves maimed, murdered, or in other danger if they make the wrong choices in life or mess with the wrong technology too much. While many urban legends are nonsense or overly embellished, there are some warnings out there that are true and some stories that should be heeded. Today's show, we're going to go over 10 urban legends that are at least mostly true and highlight the sometimes banal dangers of our modern world. And I'll go ahead and launch into number 10 here. You can absolutely lose limbs in an escalator or even get strangled to death. And some people like to laugh and tease people who are afraid of escalators, but it's a genuine fear here. There's most people consider it entirely irrational fear and something silly and not worth being so scared about. But there are some people who are afraid of escalators and actually have a phobia of them. And they're the ones that'll usually tell you the urban legends of times that they've heard about someone getting stuck in an escalator and being strangled or losing their limbs. I read of a case once where the escalator, one of the steps like collapsed down into the thing and people fell in, and I think some of them got chewed to bits. Now that part may not be true, but that's what. But there's a lot that can happen before someone can press that emergency stop sometimes. Now, we want to be clear that escalators are not moving death machines. They aren't regularly killing people or tearing their limbs off, but that doesn't mean that they are entirely safe either. The danger is essentially some part of your clothing or even your hair getting stuck in the escalator. More commonly, when somebody does get injured on the escalator, a shoe or pant leg gets trapped and someone can lose a foot or at least your pants, which that would be bad enough in itself. There's one rare case where a man lost his life when his shirt got caught in the escalator and he ended up being strangled to death before the emergency stop could be pushed. So that one, it's cautionary tale, but it possibly could happen. So be careful on the escalators out there. Don't get your pant leg stuck or your hair caught in it.
Number 9, we have hanging your head out a car or train window can be fatal, but not by decapitation. Many parents and other supervising adults have warned over the years that hanging your head out of a car window or train window, if you're especially stupid, can cause you to be decapitated and lose your life in an instant. Some people think this is nonsense and continue to hang their head, arm, or whole head out a window. Hang their hand, arm, or whole head out a window. In their minds, they're just having some fun and not letting the naysayers get them down. They figure the cars, buses, and trains don't really go that close to things, and if they do, they can pull that part of their body back. They can pull that part of their body back in time. However, it doesn't always work out like that. While it does happen daily, people get their heads smacked while hanging them out of moving windows relatively often. All things considered, and it nearly always results in death of the speed. If the speed was even remotely significant. Now, decapitation has not been reported in any case. The head always stays attached to the body, but that doesn't mean the person doesn't still die due to a head injury.
Yeah, no, that's one I remember from growing up. My mom would always keep your head and your hands inside the car.
Mhm.
And heard a story about a guy that was his turn signals were broken. And here in America, if your turn signals don't work, it's still legal to use hand signals. And the guy had his arm out the window signaling a turn, and actually had it taken off by a truck, a transfer truck. So who knows? Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. But when you're
Yep.
5 years old, that sounds kind of scary, and you don't want to take that risk. But yeah, some of
Definitely.
those trains and things, as fast as they move, if there is anything in the way, that yeah, they do pass closer to each other than you think. If you
Yep.
try to high five somebody, probably break both your arms
Yeah.
passing through. All right, number 8. There is an even sadder reason many shelters don't allow black cat adoptions around Halloween. Andy, you've probably heard this story over the years. That many people heard that the shelters will not allow adoption of black cats around Halloween. Most people assume the reason for this is that the shelters are afraid that people will harm the cats in some sort of black magic ritual, some sort of evil sacrifice or something. However, that kind of thing is fortunately very rare and not actually the main reason shelters are reluctant to adopt out black cats around the Halloween season. Problem is that sometimes people can be terribly thoughtless about other living creatures and will adopt a black cat just to use as a prop or a part of a costume for a Halloween party. Then they want to take the cat back after the whole thing's done, the party's over. Now that's an awful thing to do, as it stresses the cat out. You know, poor thing, it thinks it's getting a good home, then all of a sudden finds itself right back in that awful shelter. And worse yet, someone who just wants it as a prop probably isn't going to take very good care of it, even for the few days they are together. So for this reason, many shelters simply suspend adoption of black cats around Halloween. So you have to find another way to complete your costume there. And I've seen and heard that, and also town I used to live in, they put flyers up around Halloween that if you had a black cat, to keep it indoors.
Yeah.
Because they tend to go missing because people were going to sacrifice them to the devil or whatever. So
Gosh.
I tend to disagree with that. Most cats I've owned were the devil anyway, so it wouldn't have made any difference. Nah, I take that back. I know we've got some cat lovers in there. Cats are just their own kind of special animal. They don't answer to anybody. Cats don't care.
No.
I've known some loving cats, but they're still a cat and they want to do their own thing. Or a dog is just kind of a silly, goofy, blindly loving pet. A cat wants things on his or her terms. So you have to kind of respect that.
Yeah, this next one is kind of a little bit disturbing. Hackers can listen to your baby and creep on it with your Wi-Fi enabled baby monitor. Today, almost everything has technology of some kind involved, and sometimes that extra technology isn't necessarily a good thing. While baby monitors worked for years without needing an internet connection, recently companies have started selling Wi-Fi enabled baby monitors, which you can track and control from your phone or laptop. Now, this may sound convenient, but it also opens your little one to hackers. Quite a few parents have had scary situations where they found that someone was talking to their baby through the monitor, and those people were saying scary things and making scary noises to their child. Some may fear a more insidious hacking or specific stalking, but luckily these creeps don't seem to be going after individuals they know. Instead, they are finding baby monitors online and using the default password, as most people don't think to change the password and secure it. They are then having a bit of a sociopathic fun with your infant, enjoying the torture that they get to inflict and all the ensuing pain and fear they can cause from a distance. If you want to avoid your little ones thinking they are being haunted by a demon, either secure your Wi-Fi enabled baby monitor with your own, more detailed password, or better yet, don't buy a Wi-Fi enabled baby monitor at all.
And it's not just the Wi-Fi ones. Years ago, before Wi-Fi was even a thing, they had like radio ones, and people with a scanner could pick up and listen in to your baby monitors. I had a little Radio Shack handheld scanner, and I could hear my neighbors. It was just open frequency, and that was when wireless phones had just come about, and you could also like listen in on people's phone calls and stuff without them knowing that. Now the technology's gotten a lot better. They use a roaming technique now where it switches around, and supposedly,
hey, Puerto Rican, thank you for joining us.
Supposedly encrypts the stream, but best thing to do is just use a wired phone line if you're worried about security. Yeah, we had a couple other people come in. JBD Cameraman 73. Welcome in again at Realities in Perspective. Glad to see you here. Thanks.
Hey, Aisha.
It's Aisha. Good morning, girl. How you doing? She's got some amazing art on her channel. Go check her out if you haven't.
I second that.
And let's see here. Where were we? Coming in. Number 6, brown recluse bites, if not properly treated, can sometimes cause necrosis. Now, spider bites are something we all fear, and brown recluse spiders typically tend to bring out that fear more than others. They're known for giving powerful bites that can cause pain and suffering weeks later and often heal very slowly. Some legends claim that a really bad bite, especially if not properly treated, can lead to something called necrosis. This is a condition where the cell tissue actually starts to die and blacken. Now, while many brown recluse bites don't even require medical treatment, you should probably get yours checked out to be on the safe side, because if not properly treated, then the legends are true. Not only can the tissue actually die through necrosis, but you can also end up with hemolysis, where red blood cells start to die off, which can cause renal failure, more commonly known as kidney failure. Now, considering that there are about 10,000 spider bites reported per year in the United States, and almost 2,000 of those on average are from the brown recluse spider, it becomes quite a valid fear to watch out for these little monsters and get checked out if they ever manage to bite you. I've never been bitten by one, but I've seen the after effects. I worked with a girl in Florida that had a bite to the side of her head, and she actually had a divot of flesh missing there that it healed up, but it left a terrible scar. But yeah, she got the necrosis, and sometime next time we have Cisco on, we'll get her to tell her spider bite story. She still has trouble from a brown recluse bite that she experienced some time ago, and then had a lot of problems with the poison and everybody's reaction to it. So watch out for those spiders. They like dark places. They like shoes too, and
yep, they certainly do.
Things in closets, like check your pockets, shake your jackets out if you take them out of storage, and just be careful out there.
Definitely. Sometimes serial killers pretend to be police, and sometimes they are. When we want protection from serial killers, murderers, or other horrible people, we tend to think of the police as the people who keep us protected and safe. However, the problem is that now and then, a serial killer poses as a policeman, or actually is a policeman. Serial killers have been constantly studied in order to try and figure out the phenomenon, and many saw being a police officer as an ideal job. Murderers like David Berkowitz and Edmund Kemper wanted to be cops, for example. Ted Bundy, one of the most famous serial killers of all time, never did become a cop, but he posed as one on a fairly regular basis in order to lure and kidnap his victims. Joseph D'Angelo, the alleged Golden State Killer, worked as a cop for decades while acting in his capacity as a serial killer in his time off. And the truth is that these are just a few of many examples that would really need their own article to list. Now, we aren't saying there are lots of serial killers in the police or that they pose as them all the time. After all, there are only a small number of serial killers to begin with. However, it does hold a lot of attraction to them, as it gives them intimate connections to law enforcement and a lot of personal power they can exercise, often without direct supervision.
Yeah, scary to think about. Another one they failed to
Trust no
mention there.
one.
Yeah, there you go. John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown there, he was also known to pose as a cop. He had a badge that he had bought, a real policeman's badge that he'd gotten somehow on the black market. Also had lights in his car and things that he could pull people over if he wanted to. The kind of light you plug the cigarette lighter and put on top of the car. So frightening there. And I've known people that if the police get behind them at night, they'll go somewhere, maybe to the police station or at least somewhere that's well lighted and busy, like a truck stop or gas station or something where there are other people around. And that's, in fact, what the cops tell you to do. If you think whoever's pulling you over might not be a real cop, turn on your dome light and then put your signal on, indicate that, I'm looking for the next safe place to pull over. But that's something that, to watch out for. You never know. Is
Yeah.
I think you trust the wrong person. Like I said, trust no one.
Exactly. Hey, Justin Mello. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome in. And number 4 here's some more creepy crawly things. Cockroaches and spiders sometimes do take up residence in people's ears. Now you've heard the legend of one of the ones we talked about was a girl that had a spider bite on her cheek where the spider had laid eggs under the skin and they hatched out. There's another famous urban legend about back in the 50s, 60s, a girl with a beehive hairdo that had a spider nest in it. And some of those can be taken with a grain of salt. But and then there's also the rumor that you eat spiders. That I saw somewhere that the average American eats I think it's like a dozen spiders a year, and that
Between 12 to 14 spiders in a lifetime.
Yeah, and also saw a really frightening fact one time that no matter where you're at, you're never more than 3 feet away from a spider, whether you know it or not.
I'm never more than 3 feet away from a spider unless I'm at my house. I own tarantulas, and they're just awesome.
But regardless of all that, a lot of people don't believe that insects like our body that much, and especially don't believe in the stories that they will live in someone's ears.
Oh, they really would, though.
Oh, yeah, it's actually a relatively common occurrence. Both spiders and cockroaches like warm, damp places where they feel they can safely hide, and the ear canal of a sleeping person sometimes fits that bill really nicely. Because we don't regularly expel things from our ears, like, say, our noses, it makes a more secure, safe place to hide. Now, while it isn't an everyday occurrence, hospitals are no strangers to removing bugs from ear canals. Now, this doesn't mean it will happen to you. Likely, if you have enough insects around that the best place they can find to stay in is your ear, you should probably start looking for a really good exterminator. But I know I ate a lot of bugs when I used to ride a Harley that picked them out of my teeth. But I've had them try to fly into my nose and mouth and things when I was outside. But I've never extricated a bug from my nose or ear that had gotten in there on its own. Had some that I think we're headed that direction.
It's kind of cringy, though.
Yeah, it's just the thought of it, I think. And I don't mind spiders myself. I coexist with them. Only thing, if I find a black widow or brown recluse, I'll dispatch with it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I leave the spider webs up in the corners of the ceiling. The spiders are good things. They'll eat other insects, mosquitoes, and things like that. But I just don't want to share my bed or my person with them. If one gets on me, then that's probably the end of it.
Yeah.
But I like the big garden spiders outside too. Got the big yellow and or the green and black gardens, or the riding spiders they call them.
Yeah.
I love to watch them feed on grasshoppers.
Rabies can be very hard to catch in time, making it a silent killer. Rabies only kills about 50 people per year, but it isn't particularly terrifying. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be scared of it anyway, at least enough to take it seriously. The fact of the matter is that so few deaths occur because we have a good vaccine and people tend to utilize an abundance of caution. But sometimes they don't, and it's a fatal mistake. Rabies, sometimes compared to zombie viruses, spreads almost entirely by bites, and from animal to human. It can make a person rage, act erratic, and foam at the mouth, and can also cause paralysis. However, what makes it terrifying is that it can be such a silent killer. Those who die usually don't see symptoms right away after an animal bite, such as
stuff. I know when I was a kid, that was a big fear, particularly in the South. There would be reports that went out from some of the local agencies that rabies was particularly bad. I remember one year the fox population had rabies. Skunks had rabies. Of course, bats always take precaution. Occasionally a stray dog or a cat. Remember once there was a rabid dog outside the school, and the school went on lockdown when I was in elementary school. And it was, I mean, the dog was out there biting at the air and foaming at the mouth and stuff. And later they came and took it away. And when tested, it was rabid. It was suffering from rabies. So they were smart on keeping us all inside at that time. But yeah, that was, now there was a lot of superstitions with that. My granny would tell you that if any dog bit you during the dog days of summer, you get rabies. Now, of course, we know that that's not true, but when you're 5 or 6 years old, that's, you know, the gospel, and like, yeah, you stay away from any dogs out there.
Definitely. I'm really sorry. Could I do this next one? Because pretty much after this one, I'm going to have to go and get ready to pick up my kids.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So we're second from the last. If I'm okay to do this one, I can leave you with the last one.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you. A woman did indeed die holding her pee for a Wii, a Nintendo games console. There is a legend that a woman was doing a radio contest in order to attempt to win a Nintendo Wii back when it was first out, and you sometimes couldn't even find it in the store for her young children. This was in 2007, and the radio station had a contest going where people drank a lot of water and then saw who could hold on to their pee the longest. The winner, of course, would get a brand new Nintendo Wii. Unfortunately, the contest took a very dark turn, as not only did the woman only barely win second place, which did not get her the Wii, but she died shortly after from water intoxication. And unfortunately, everything about the story is true. Despite the on-air host talking about the dangers of drinking too much water and a listener calling in to tell them it was potentially dangerous, they went ahead with the contest anyway. Because of this, the jury decided to award the woman's family $16 million in compensation. 10 of the radio station employees were fired, and the station itself did not even appeal the verdict, as they felt the family had gone through quite enough already.
I remember when that happened, and I remember hearing audio of part of the actual contest when the announcer said, "Oh, it looks like somebody's not looking very good," and they didn't realize that the woman was in serious trouble. But yeah, that's a very frightening thing to me as a kid anyway. When I was little, that you could die from drinking too much water. And, you know, in summertime, you're all thirsty, you come in and drink a bunch of water. And I always heard that if you could hear your belly slosh, you were going to die. And I remember one time I'd really tanked up on water and I heard my belly slosh and I thought, that's it, I'm going to die. And I went and hid under the furniture or something. I was waiting for the end. Of course,
Bless you.
well, people tell kids things like that. And, when you're little, that makes perfect sense. And then you believe it. And then,
but in a way, I'm going to have to agree with Sora Rican. Why would you put yourself through that for a games console anyway? Somebody said to me, you've got to hold on to your pee for a certain length of time for a games console. I'll be like, no, you can pay me any money in the world to do that.
yeah.
What are these people thinking?
Well, it was a sad story, really. She was unemployed, and I think she's a single mom and wasn't going to be able to get her kids anything for Christmas. And she saw that as a way to get them a nice present, and then ended up leaving them without a mom.
But exactly. Yeah, now them kiddies are out without their mama.
But they got $16 million. I know I'm being terrible there, but but yeah, it was death by misadventure was how to call that, not being fully explained, the warnings that that what could happen, what could go along with it, what the repercussions could be that you're.
Yeah, shame on the radio station too, though, being handed out those warnings and handing out warnings themselves. But they still continued the competition anyway.
Yep.
So by right, they're liable.
I wanted to say hi to Kyra or Kira the doll. I'm not sure how to say your name.
Hi, Kyra.
Pardon me if I'm butchering it, but saw you come in earlier and I meant to say something and then got all carried away with rabies and water intoxication there. And,
but I'm gonna have to wrap it up and leave you with the last legend.
Number one is a favorite of ours, and you and I watched a video about this just the other day, and it's a frightening tale. But thanks for joining us this morning. We got a little late start, so we're going to lose Tanya a little bit early here, but I'll sally forth and continue with the rest of this. And you have a good day. Give our love to the kids, Jason and Harmony. And
I certainly will. Thank you.
Talk to you later. And you're going to join me for my channelversary.
I am. Yep.
Okay. So folks be looking forward to that. We'll have something cooked.
A little birdie told me that there was going to be live narrations.
Yeah, that's maybe. Are you going to do one? Is that what you're saying?
I thought that was the plan. We both do one. Am I ahead here? Have I planned too much and not told you?
Whatever we do, it'll be fun. We had a good time on. We'll listen to Tanya's 300 subscriber live stream that we did on her channel. We had a lot of fun with that one. The replays.
Oh, we certainly did. It was a blast.
She's on her way to 400. That was last Friday or something, I think. And
thank you, Mia.
331 this morning. So 400 subscriber stream this weekend, maybe.
Yep. Maybe. Thank you too, Andy.
Well, go out there and be safe and try to stay warm and dry. Just run between the raindrops, if nothing else.
No, the sun's shining right now, so
okay. Well,
that's a plus.
Yep.
Thank you, Soda. Everybody have a great day. Also, not sure what the schedule is for tomorrow, if we do have a show for tomorrow, but if we do, I shall see you all there. We will see you all there. And I shall catch you all soon. Thank you, Dezombified, for having us back on the show again. Always a pleasure. And always a pleasure too, my partner in crime, Steve.
Always a pleasure, Tanya. Thank you for everything. And I will talk to you later.
I shall speak to you all soon. I love you all, Z-Horde family. I'm UniCorpse Tales, and I'm out for now.
Bye. Now this last one here, and there's a really good, gritty crime channel out there called Dead Bug Says. Now it's not safe for work. It's not safe for mixed audiences. Definitely not safe for children. But this guy does true crime like nobody else. Dead Bug Says, and we watched a video of his the other day that talked about this very legend here. Number one, an American couple adopted a Ukrainian girl who was much older than they thought. The story out of Lafayette, Indiana is completely bizarre. Right? And maybe years, if ever, before we know the truth. much of the story is muddled or untrue. Parts we do know are true. We're still far stranger than anything someone could make up. Back at the beginning of the decade, an Indiana couple adopted a young girl out of Ukraine, who was supposed to be 8 years old. Things seemed to go well at first until, as some other legends, the new daughter was seen pouring cleaning chemicals in their coffee. And told her point blank, in a adult manner, that she was going to kill the whole family. At this point, the couple took the girl to the hospital and had a mental evaluation done. They were worried about the state of her mental facilities. But they claimed that they learned that she had dwarfism and was actually a lot older than she was. She wasn't 8 years old, she was closer to 30. And there are also cases where the mother discovered that when giving her bath, that the girl was menstruating and had pubic hair, which most 8-year-olds don't have. The couple managed to have her legal age changed to about 30 with the approval of a judge who clearly believed that it was an adult dwarfism, although the girl continued to just absolutely deny that she was that old and that she was only, or she said she was 6, then she decided she was 8. The authorities found out later that the family was so afraid of this girl that they left her in the United States while the rest of the family left for Canada because they were so scared this girl could harm them. And they continued to pay the rent and they left her money for food. But when they tried to come back into the country a few years later, they were still able to charge them with child abandonment, even though it had been established by several medical professionals that this child wasn't a child. Parents are still being charged with that crime, holding back and contending that they're still trying to keep a distance from her and were going to be a legal adult when they left for Canada. And they also insist that they were not running away, but that appears to be the case since they didn't take it with them. It may be a long time, if ever, before court discovery shows us the full trick, but that sounds like part of a horror film or something where you bring somebody into your home, you think they're a kid, and actually a dwarf or somebody trying to kill you. I see that in one cartoon even more. So it can and does happen. And I guess the caveat there would be that if you are bringing a child or anyone into your home with your family, kids, have them checked out thoroughly and make sure that they really are children. So just a frightening precaution. And what would you do in a case like that, where suddenly you find yourself in a house with somebody that you told you point blank, I'm going to kill you and your family, which was apparently
Hello,
the case with this girl.
Steve. Something is wrong with your mic. I've been trying to fix it here. Hi, guys. Sorry to interrupt, but something's wrong with your mic. You're sounding like an alien or something. Do you need to reload your mic or something? I'm so sorry, guys in the audience. Hi. Is it also me?
I didn't realize it sounds fine here on my end. Not sure what's going on there. Let me restart my audio interface real quick.
Can anybody in the audience tell me if you can hear me fine? Is it just Steve?
Okay, I restarted my audio interface. Let's see if that's...
Okay, so they're saying my mic is fine. So I think it's on your end, Steve. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to interrupt, but you sounded... It sounded like demonic.
Absolutely nothing changed on the end here. Now, can you hear me okay, Mysterio?
You sound weird. You sound like an alien.
Like something hanging out.
Uh-oh. Okay, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to try and reload the page and hop back into the call and see what happens. Hello, testing 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 testing. Say something, Steve.
Okay, let's see if I cleared it up.
A little bit clearer. Hello, hello.
Yeah, I was hearing some kind of weird feedback in my head.
Yeah, it is a little
But
weird.
yeah, it still sounds like it's garbling. It sounds like it's speeding up.
Yep, it does. That is so strange. Oh my god, well, hello everybody.
That's why I get talking about the black eyed kid.
This is so weird. I have no idea what the hell is going on.
I don't even know how that's possible.
Me neither. So I'm gonna try and see. One moment here. I'm gonna try and see if maybe if I change the whatever's receiving the audio. I don't know. It's just strange. Never seen anything like that before. But I'm gonna be troubleshooting. Yes, troubleshooting live on air, everybody. How are you guys all doing today? I'm so sorry. This is so weird. It started as soon as you were talking about Deadbug. That's how soon it started. This guy, I tell you though, he is a force. He is different. That is for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore. I mean,
Yeah, his stuff is. Woo.
He doesn't believe much, but yeah, I still hear the garbled audio there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, your audio is like wow.
Oh, holy cow! I hear myself even better now.
Yeah, I'm gonna play.
And that's just bizarre. I have no explanation.
Me neither. I'm gonna play something from YouTube and see if it does the same thing. And if it does, then that means that is on my end. So I'm gonna play something free here from the audios they have here. Let's see. Oh, I don't hear anything. Okay, I hear nothing from YouTube. That is weird. Where's mine? Okay. Okay. So the YouTube audio sounds fine. This is from the YouTube audio library. It's free music, so we're not going to get, in trouble or anything. But it looks like that's working fine. It has to be on your end, Steve. Sorry about that, guys. That is so weird. But, oh dear.
No explanation. I've never had anything happen like that. But I can hear it sounds sped up and about.
Yeah, it does. It sounds sped up. Like, maybe did you...
A lot more deeper.
That is so weird. Do you guys in the audience have any explanation for this? Have you ever heard of or anything like this before? Let us know.
Let me disconnect from the hangout and then I'm going to call back.
Okay. I think I heard you say that you're going to call back. But in the meantime, let's put on some music so that we can at least hear something. Uh-oh, that's stuttering too now?
Okay, I've rejoined that. Hangout.
Okay, now it appears to also be my desktop. So I think something may be going on with my audio, which is freaking weird. But it is what it is.
I can hear you fine in my headphones. I don't know what it sounds like on the stream. But yeah, my audio still. I can hear it. When it's coming back at me, it's.
Yeah.
About 2 octaves deeper and sped up.
Yeah, it does sound sped up. Oh, God.
Reporting from the Z chopper.
My life. Let's try it from the default. Hello, hello. Let's see. Nope, that's still doing it. Nope, does not look like anything is giving in or any. There's like no explanation at all. I have no explanation.
The spectrum on there that's showing audio spectrum makes peaking. It's way up, a lot higher than normal is.
What, the spectrum? That is so freaking weird.
Down on the screen here, it's down in the lower register there, and it's 3 or 4 times
Wow.
higher up on the peaks than it normally is.
Can you still hear me, Steve? Hello, Steve. Can you still hear me? Two, 1, 2. Can you guys hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now, Mr. Area.
Okay, yes. I hear you too, Steve. The only thing is just that it's weird. I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
This has got to be a first
It's like
time.
there's a filter or plug-in or something that's changing the
Oh my God.
the speed and the pitch.
Hi, CCG. Oh man, you guys just walked into a shit show. Damn it. Sorry about that. I have now I'm clueless, completely clueless, because now I have no idea what's going on. I got nothing. Alrighty. Well, you guys, for what it's worth, you did an amazing job, you, Steve, and UniCorpse. Those were some very interesting topics he was talking about. I was trying to look up 2 or 3 things somewhat related to the subjects you guys were talking about, and yeah, that was pretty creepy, and especially the part where you started talking about dead bug, and now we have no idea what happened to our audio.
If it was Tanya leaving the mission dead bug, or if it was the Ukrainian war.
Mm-hmm. You know what? You know what I'm gonna try? I'm going to try putting in a new mic source. So give me a moment. We're going to go silent real quick, but at least we're going to troubleshoot. Hopefully tonight we won't have this issue. Bear with me, guys. Testing 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Hello, hello. Can anybody in the audience hear me? Let me know if you can hear me and how I was. Steve, yes, you were abducted. All right. Okay, this is really weird, you guys. I'm very sorry about this. I have no idea what has happened. It looks like we have to go back and fine tune our audio. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, it's definitely something on our end. I am so sorry, Steve, about that. That you got cut short a little bit, but you know what? We did get the majority meat and potatoes from you guys, so I really appreciate that. I'm gonna cut the show out here now, and then I'm gonna try and figure out what is going on with this audio. This is just so weird. I thought I had everything set up correctly, and turns out I didn't. But thank you all for coming. Have a great day. And hopefully we will see you tonight for Stereo Dread for the comeback of me and Mr. Kenny Dreadful. We will be interviewing Lady Spookaria tonight. Have a great, great day, everybody. And until then, Zombie friends, watch your six. Love you. Mwah.